Hello guys, today we're gonna talk about Flask. We're gonna run our Flask app in the debug mode on our server. And also we're gonna use object relating mapping for our database. We're gonna use SQLAlchemy. So let's get started. Let's open our database database file, this one. So this is a module actually. It contains DDL commands, and I import the required stuff here, like my Flask, SQLAlchemy. This thing will create hex tokens for us for our session, and also we're gonna use Bootstrap for our little blog and CK editor for if we need to send our post or a comment for a post. It's kind of good text editor for web pages. And this is a logging extension for Flask. So here we create our app. We use a secret key for our session here. Set up this is gonna be our database SQLite file. So we disable this to prevent overheat and hook up our app to the Bootstrap and CK editor and make a declarative base. And actually here we can see how SQLAlchemy object relating mapping works. Here I created these three classes, and for example, this class is for a table on the database, for a table user that will contain users. So it has columns like ID, username, name, last name, registration date, and password. And they are here I specified their type and used them as primary key. This is gonna be unique. So it's pretty simple. It's really easy to do, and I really like to use SQLAlchemy. And this thing creates very useful thing for each user. For example, our users, they can have many posts and many comments, so it's a one-to-many relationship. And I specify here that a user will contain a list of posts. It will be backpopulates, and if I delete the user, also all his stuff will be deleted, like all his posts, all his comments. So this is our second table. This is a table for posts. It will contain posts. As we see, here's a foreign key here. It's a user ID. And the third table is for comments. So it's more tricky. Here are two foreign keys because a comment will belong to the user, its author, and to the post. So it has two foreign keys, user ID and post ID also, and it backpopulates comments in posts and for users. So if I run this module, it will create for me the database file and all the tables on this database. So if I give it a try right now, I can say Python and do db. Okay, name Flask. Oh, sorry, I just forgot about source. Can do actually this cd minus. Okay, now my VNV is activated, and I can repeat my Python count. Okay, the DB file and tables have been created. Also, if I do LT just to demonstrate it, here's the instance folder. We can do instance, and we see that inside this folder, we see this block SQLite. This is our database file. Let's remove it and recreate it again using our db py script and remove instance and this file. And now we see there is nothing in the folder, and run the command again. Okay. And our file has been recreated again. So this is the thing that creates database and all the tables for us. Let's go to another file. It's called forms. Forms is a very useful thing in Python. Sorry, in Flask, because we can really quick create forms for our web pages and like send the forms to the web page to be rendered there real quick. So here, how it works is kind of each class represents the form. For example, I need a form to create new post. I need a form for registration. I need a form for logging, for comment, and some personal stuff, new password. And here's a little clean HTML function that is a very useful thing for if we send some text through HTML pages just for security. So this is an extension for Flask called Flask WTF. It stands for WT Forms. A little funny name. Okay. And that's it with this file. And the main file is our app. So here we have the important stuff. We import here from our previous modules, our database controller, our app, and our classes of our tables. And also we import our forms here and other Flask related stuff here from Flask library. We use also as well. So here's a little function to get a current date and time. So I think this one is incorrect. It's not -7. I don't remember exactly what is the time zone here, but anyway. This is our login manager. This is how it works here. This is a function that gets the user and handles the user login. And this is our kind of a root page of our website. It's actually home or index page. It renders a template index and sends to that template all the posts from the database. Here is actually how the select from the database looks like in SQLAlchemy. So we use our controller DB session and we do query from the table post, and we want everything. So we got everything from our table and we give it to our HTML page, and this thing will render it for us. So if we open our website, our index page, we will see the index page with all the posts. I will show you later how it works actually in the HTML, because there is a thing like Jinja that works together with Flask very well. So we can do on our web pages like if conditions, if else conditions. We can do loops for example, if I give the big list of posts to if I send it to my HTML page, I want to render them there, and I can use for loop there through them and to create all the elements on the web page. So this is a little icon for our website. And here's a register function. It uses two methods, get and post. So when I initially opened it, it goes through get method, and it creates the form here. And this one, validate and submit, this is a submit button in the form pressed, and everything is good and validated. So it works, it comes with the post method, and this code works. But initially it jumps right here to the last return. It just renders register HTML template and with this form that we created here. So, and actually when the user filled out all the fields and set his password and everything, click the button, everything is okay and it's validated, and we come here with a post request and we retrieve data from our form, send it in the variable. We check in the database if we already have this user, if we are, so it will show that login already exists and will return. It will offer to the user trying to register the same name, the same account, to log in. Maybe he can try to log in. So if it doesn't exist, it creates hash of his password and creates a new user object, new user instance of that class, and stuff it with all this information and saves it to the database. Actually performs insert. This is how it looks like in SQLAlchemy, and then committed the changes on the database. And after it's committed, it allows to log in to the new user. So, and redirects it to their personal page on the website. Here's a function that handles personal page. Here's a function that handles login page. Here's a function that handles logout and new creation of new post, add new post. This is to show post in details. This is a thing here that we can get these arguments from our link actually, and also we can get it for information from our HTML as well, doing get from arguments. So if something is sent in arguments from our HTML page, we can get it somewhere here. I use it actually here. This is a view user little function, and here it's not coming in the link in the URL, but I do request. This is not requests. This is request the Flask's method, and it does args get and this little UID. This is UID sent from my HTML that this thing gets from the HTML page. So the next, this is a page for admin. This is a edit for if some user wants to edit his data, how it works. And here's the for admin, if admin does some editing of users. And here some our delete functions. So if we want to delete post, delete a comment, and delete a user. Now, there are some restriction. For example, the user should be authenticated, and also to delete user, it's the administrator's function, and the ID of user should, if it's not equal 1, so we just will be returned to home. So it should be equal 1, ID 1, it means admin. This is a simple approach here. So, and here, if this file being executed directly, it will run our server in debug mode in all networks. So we can just give it a try now. Can do what is that here? Python app.py. Okay, and we see that it's running on all addresses on HTTP my localhost and also on my VPN address. So let's give it a try to open our little blog. So we can use a VPN address. Okay, and we see it, and there is no users here. and let's do a register. And we see our nice form here that we saw before in our forms Python file. They all were defined, and here we can fill some information here. For example, my username, my name, last name, and simple password for testing, of course, and register. And here we are. It says, hello, Mike, and I see all my stuff that I filled in my field. So, and I see that I am an admin because I'm first here and I'm the admin. So if I go to the home page, I see there is nothing here. It's empty on the one button, create a new post. Let's do it. Set a title. This actually requires update, but it's okay. My new post. And here is my new post. Okay, or let's do not my new post here. Classical hello, like that, and submit it. Okay, and we see our post here. So let's create another one. Another one, and submit it. Okay, we got the second one. If we want to see it in details with all its content, we just click it and see that here's its content and 0 comments. And we can leave a comment here, my comment, send it. Okay, and I see, and also I can delete my own comment, and I can delete the post, I can edit the post. If I click edit, it opens for me this form, and it's already stuffed with all the information from the post. And I can do something here like that and submit it and go to the home page, and I see that it's changed. So let's do some another user. Log out from admin and register another user. It will be not admin now, user, and the name user, and the last name you, and password same, register. Okay, and we see our new user here. Let's go to the main page, and we don't see buttons to remove or edit posts anymore, but we can open it, we can read it, and we can leave the comment. For example, great, and I send it, and I see this little delete button. I can delete my own, this user can delete its own comment. So okay, this is how it works. The user can delete it. Yeah, it disappeared. Let's create it again. Great. Send. Okay, here we go. And we see that there are 2 comments here for this post. Let's create a new post on this user. My post text here. And we see this published by user u, and this is a date when it was, 0 comments, and I can edit and I can delete it because this post belongs to this user. Okay, so now if I log, also we have a little personal page here. We can open it when we see our data, our information, and we can edit it as well. I can do, for example, user something like user A, for example, and now we are user A. So let's log out and log in as admin again. This is our admin. And as an admin, I see that I am able to delete or edit other users' posts. So I can, and also if I go to comments, I see that I can delete other users' comment. And also I have this admin page where I see all the users created, registered here on my website, and they're in my database. And I can open and I see information, I can edit it, and also I can delete the user. If I delete this user, that I'm only one user here now, and I see that the post of that user disappeared and the comment as well. So all the content created by the deleted user deleted as well, because we said cascade all, delete cascade delete all in our database definition. Okay, and also I promised to show you how it works in the HTML template. These are templates, and here in this templates, how it works, Flask can combine templates from like a use header of the page. Where is our header? Header. This is our header. This is how it looks like. I just used I found one template on the internet, like Bootstrap templates, free templates, something like that, and I just implemented it because I don't work a lot with HTML or JavaScript. I'm not front-ender, but anyway, I understand it, and I just use this. So this is a header. It contains the actual head of the HTML page and a piece of body that contains this nav bar. This is a nav bar defined using Bootstrap classes. So this is a responsive nav bar. Here, what we have. So this is thing called Jinja. This is how the HTML page can communicate with our backend. For example, this is a link to our Flask home function that will redirect to the home page. And also here we see the somewhere, if this is a header, so we have some other links here because it's our nav bar. All the navigational links are defined here, and they direct to Flask. These are actually Flask functions. So let's see our index page. Here we have a for loop that I was talking about. This is our for loop through our all posts. So for posts in our all posts, and we actually create here all the elements for each post. So we see this date, the comments, the number of comments, we see the title. This is a Jinja as well. These double curly braces, and inside we do posts, and it's title. We show title here actually, and date, and comments, and their length. There's a function that Jinja can do, can measure length of these comments and show how many comments we have for this post. So what else? Here's some if statements that we, for example, if we are authenticated and if the current user is administrator, or if the current user is author of the post, it will see these little buttons. So we'll see this edit post and delete post. No, actually, what is this? So and also it's not only not visible here on the web page, so it's also impossible to send a request to our function to perform this action, because in the function as well this restriction is defined. So our server is not vulnerable for that type of attack or something like using requests to delete somebody's posts or some users without permission. So this is how it looks like on the in the HTML pages. So this is it actually. I'm not gonna cover in this tutorial how to deploy this app on the production server. I have to use something like GUnicorn WSGI server for that, but I will make another tutorial for that later. So, and that's it. Thanks for watching and bye.